On this channel, I show you basketball plays, drills, and skills. So if you like that stuff, hit that like button and subscribe. But today, I'm going to give you some great high school 5-out set basketball plays. So basically, my own personal philosophy, I'm going to be going over my own philosophy of coaching later on in another video. However, I personally like having a motion offense and running set plays around it. So let's get down to the clipboard and let's check out these set 5-out basketball plays. Okay, so in this first play, what we're going to be running is having player 5 setting a screen and roll for player 1. Player 1 is going to use that screen. He could take that shot, or if they switch or not switch, it doesn't matter. Player 5 is also going to be rolling towards the rim, and he could be open for that layup. Now, if that's not open, what's going to happen is player 5 is going to be setting a screen across, and player 2 is going to be heading down to the low post, and this is going to be a staggered screen for player 3. Player 3 is going to be using that screen, and he's going to be popping out for a 3-point shot. Next, what's going to happen now, so let's say player 3 is not open and player 3 is covered. If player 3 was open, he's going to be jacking up that 3-point shot. But let's say player 3 is not open. Now what we're going to be having is player 4 setting a screen for player 1, and player 5 is going to be turning around and setting a screen for player 2. So now player 1 could take that shot. Player 2 now could be open for a mid-range or 3-point shot, and we could also have player 4 rolling towards the basket as an option as well for a layup. Now this next play is going to be up against a 2-3 zone. Now against the 2-3 zone, what we're going to have is player 2, he's going to go and set a screen for player 2 red, and we're going to be having player 1 using that screen. Meanwhile, we're going to have player 5, he's going to be back screening player 4, and player 3 is going to be cutting baseline. At the same time, we're going to have player 2 rolling towards the basket. Now we could have player 2 open. However, our number one option is player 3. Now, what could happen is if player 4 was to fight through and player 2 was to cover, we now have a player 5 and a player 2 who are both able to cut towards the rim. Player 2 cutting down middle and player 5 rolling off and cutting towards the left side. Now player 1 has a decision. If player 4 red is covering up so that player 3 doesn't get that 3-point shot, we could have one or both of these players open. I'd be looking at player 2 because basically we're going to have player 2 rolling towards the basket and he's going to stop and face back in this direction really quickly. What you're hoping for here is for player 2 to get that ball, player 5 and 3 to be double teaming. Player 4 is going to sneak back down. Player 2 could take that shot if he's able to. If player 5 and 3 do double team and leave player 5 blue open, this could be a layup, but I doubt that will ever happen. But our next option will be player 4. Player 4 is the option that we're looking for. Get the ball inside the key, kick it out, and then set up for a rebound. Now in this next play, we're going to be going up against a 3-2 zone. Now against a 3-2 zone, what I'm looking to do is have a quick swing, either left or right, it does not matter. And what we're going to be looking for, let's say we go in this direction, we're going to have our post players up top, our wings down low, and obviously our point guard up top. He's going to pass over to player 5, and next what we're going to have is player 5 is going to then swing the ball over to player 3 in hopes that either player 2 follows or in hopes that player 4 has to pop out. Now the reason why I like this part is if player 4 was to pop out, which technically should happen, we're going to have player 5 cutting towards the rim, because now we're going to have a double team along the baseline, and this could be leaving player 5 open for the layup, but also this will now collapse the defense over, and we could have a couple of different 3-point threats over on this swing side. So if player 5 gets cut off by player 5 red, he can pass out to player 2 for the 3-point shot, and if they were to recover down like so, we could have player 2 then swing it around to player 4 for a 3-point shot. However, what we're looking for is either a 3-point shot down here, a drive towards the rim for a layup, or kick out to player 2 for a 3. Those are our different options in this play. Now going back up against a man-to-man defense, obviously we're going to be probably, as a high school team, playing mostly up against a man-to-man defense. And how we're going to beat this in this next play is like so. I call this the X play. And what we're going to be doing is having player 5 screen down for player 2 and player 3 to screen up for player 4. And what we're hoping for here is now it's going to look like this. We're going to have player 2, he's going to be going and popping out towards this far side, the free throw line extended, and we're going to be having player 4, he's going to be cutting down the middle of the key. So now we have a couple of different options. We could have player 1, well actually I want player 1 to take a dribble or two to the left, and what we're going to have now is a possible layup for player 4 or a mid-range or a 3-point shot for player 2. It's a quick hitter that does give you a couple of different options. Especially if you have good screening players here, these players should be wide open. Now, for some reason, the 1-3-1 zone defense is becoming very, very popular. And now, because of that, there's an easy way to beat it, and this is a quick set offense that you can run. What we're going to be having is player 5 setting a screen for player 1. Player 1 is going to use that screen, and now what we're going to have is player 3 being wide open along the wing there, which now will bring player 5 over and player 4 down. If player 3 is quick enough, he could jack up that 3-point shot, but we're also going to be having player 5 rolling towards the basket after that screen. So what we're hoping for is player 5 to roll in front of player 4, which now leaves player 2 open to get into prime rebound position. Player 5 could be open if player 3 is able to pass him the ball for the layup. And what we're looking for as well is if player 3 was to take that shot, we do have 2 players on the offensive glass to try and get that rebound. Now, I hope that these plays help your team win more games. If they do, let us know in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys again later on in our second video of the day.